All right, drone video for a very, very cool property at Cedar Gap Hollow, and you'll see it in a minute here when the drone takes off. This is tract 16, and this has got road frontage. It's got the little gravel creek bed crossing over it. It's got a spot where two creek beds kind of come together, which is really neat. We'll see. I don't know if we'll see that in this video or not. So this is a late summer video. This was actually taken before the road was redone at Cedar Gap Hollow. So the road hasn't moved, but it's been widened out. They cleared the shoulders, they shaped it, so it looks quite a bit better. We're looking northerly. Property is on the right side of that gravel road that you see. Oh, there we go. So that's showing an aerial photo. Gravel road on the right. The little blue line is the creek bed that crosses over the property, and it actually has another small creek bed that runs into it. I don't know if we'll see that from the air or not. You can definitely see it when you're on the ground. They're beautiful ancient gravel creek beds. Not year-round creeks, although there could be pools of water in there, throughout the year. But generally, after it rains or for several days after it rains, is when you're going to have the water flowing through it. Topo map, property the highest on the south side, actually the southwest side, slopes down very gradually as you go north. Quite a bit of level ground on this. Numerous sites for building. Probably stay toward the south part of the property, because if you get close to those creek beds, obviously that could be an issue for when you build or whatnot. But camping sites, dozens of those. You could create food plots for the deer. I mean, you've got so much level area. Actually, the topo map that we just saw showed that quite a bit of this used to be open pasture back in the 1950s when the map was created. That's what the white area indicates on those topo maps. And we're back to the drone video. So looking northerly, you can see the red truck, property on the right side of the road. We're probably roughly over the center of the property, I would guess, with the drone looking to the north. Excuse me. And I think in a moment we'll get down nice and low. We'll check out those creek beds. Excuse me, bit of a cough today. So these tracks out here were logged within the last couple years. This particular tract definitely was not clear cut. I mean, you can see quite a bit of large timber remaining. You've got open areas, you've got wooded areas. If you were to come view the property in the winter, I mean, this is a recent video. This is representative of how the property looks in the late summer. It's going to look different in the winter. It's going to look different in the spring and the fall. It just depends on what time of year you come out here. So, but this happens to show it when quite a few leaves are on the trees, and it shows that there's a good mix of timber of all different sizes. And as we get toward the north end of the property, that's where we'll see the bigger creek bed. So easement road's on the left. You can see the spot where the creek bed crosses over the easement road, and then the creek bed continues to the right and crosses over that corner of the property. Actually, right toward the middle of the screen, now I'm shifting toward the right, was that other small creek bed that leads into the larger creek bed. So I mean, you've got basically a lifetime supply of gravel if you want it, for landscaping projects, for building. Good, authentic Ozark Creek gravel can be quite expensive, especially with stuff like this where you can find the thousands of cool fossils and whatnot. Really, really neat. Okay, so looking southerly, now the property is on the left side of the easement road. You can see one of the little creek beds off to the left. And I think we're just going to go up and get some altitude and check this out here. So I believe on the listing page we have a video taken from the ground as well, so you can check that out. Good access to this tract. Anytime you're on a gravel road or a gravel easement road, we certainly recommend a truck or an SUV, and this is no exception. It's just good to have that and get a little extra clearance that way. But this is, I believe, less than a mile off of the paved road, close to Springfield, very close to Seymour and Mansfield, two small towns, about 5 miles either way once you get to Highway 60. Very private. The hunting is fantastic. Deer hunting and turkey hunting. You can certainly build, you can certainly camp. Potentially build a large pond on this property if you wanted to. I mean, you've got those creek beds that could likely support a pond. And we saw some of the property. I would have liked to really get down in there and check it out, but as we look to the left, as we look to the south, the property's on the left. So I mean, bring your tractor with your brush hog, and you can clean up campsites, you can clean up building sites. You can certainly build your own home or cabin out here, which is fantastic. We're in Wright County, so you don't actually need building permits because we're out of the city limits. This has got really basic property covenants. 90% of the people we talk to, the covenants simply don't affect them one bit, because you can build your own home, you can build your own cabin. There's no minimum square size restriction. There's no requirement of a foundation, so a shipping container home, maybe a portable building as a place to, use for a campsite, or potentially a very small home or cabin, a tiny home would be okay, but all that good stuff. So check out the website. If you have any questions, please let us know. We would love to talk to you about any of our available properties. If this is available, you'll see it on the website, and we hope to hear from you.